Welcome to the East County Sports Report. I'm Raymond Scott, and I'm on location at DeVore Stadium at Southwestern College in preparation for next week's CIF Championship football games and, of course, the Open Division Championship this week. But we got some great semifinal games. 4 of our East County teams are going to be in action this week. We'll start it off with the Helix Highlanders. The Highlanders are in the Division I semifinals. They're going to be taking on the Eastlake Titans. It's a matchup everyone was kind of looking forward to as a possible Open Division matchup. If this were an 8-team format, this would be an ideal game at Eastlake, but we're in Division I, and these are 2 of the top teams, certainly, for the Division I title. Elion Noah of the Helix Highlanders had a big game against Grossmont last week. He rushed for 325 yards in the first quarter and had a couple of long touchdowns. Noah is being considered as the newcomer of the year by the local television station, but he's been on this squad since he was a freshman, and he's having a brilliant career. Hey, how about Helix's Delshawn Traylor? Not only has he been a great co-quarterback with Daniel Amon, the Eastlake transfer, but he's had an exceptional year on defense. One of the sidebars of this entire game is the fact that quarterback Daniel Amon transferred from Eastlake over to Helix prior to the start of the season. It's going to be a much talked about storyline, but I think the more interesting fact for Helix in this one is getting senior linebacker Michael Shawcroft involved in the offense more this week. It could open the doors for Noah and the Helix running game. Shawcroft really hasn't been a huge factor as far as pass receiving is concerned, although his blocking as a tight end has been exceptional this year as he plays a stellar on both sides of the ball. But if they get Shawcroft involved, that could open up the outside lanes for Noah, and he could rush for a big game. And if he does, that's going to spell trouble for Eastlake. They might have trouble containing Noah. They'll have to look to contain both those stars. When Amon's in there, it's pass. When Traylor's in there, it's run. It's an easy thing to go about strategy-wise, but it's another thing to execute against Helix's offense. Highlanders finished with 4 losses this year, including that crucial loss to Steel Canyon. They ended up sharing the league title, so maybe it's been a disappointing season for Helix, but they can make all amends with a Division I championship run that they'll start on Friday night against Eastlake. I'm going to go with the Highlanders to win this one by a point. The Lincoln Hornets are going to take on the Granite Hills Eagles at Valley Stadium in the Division II semifinals. The Eagles are the top seed after defeating Ramona last week 27-14 in a quarterfinal matchup. Granite Hills got off to a strong start, 13-0 lead early as Chris Ostring finished with 375 yards of total offense. Anthony Neely had a rushing touchdown on his first carry of the season. Neely was in there because of key injuries to the Eagles' offensive backfield. They missed both their top 2 rushers in that game. Jawan Dennis, Noah Medeiros, Ethan Bishop, and Joseph Cuero paced the Eagles' defense against Ramona. Now the Eagles are just 1 game away from playing for their first ever CIF football championship. The Hornets made a lot of noise early with their stellar outing in the passing leagues during the summer, and they entered the top 10 in the media polls early in the season. They've fallen back a bit, but they're certainly going to be not lacking for confidence against the Eagles this week. The Christian Patriots survived the matchup against University City last week, 42-41 in a thriller, and now they'll host the Morris Tigers in the CIF Division III semifinals. The Patriots are the top-seeded team in Division III. This game will be played Friday night at El Cajon Valley High School, since Granite Hills is going to be using Valley Stadium for their affair. Christian senior Bryce Ripple caught a touchdown pass in the back of the end zone with 35 seconds left to tie the game. Then, the extra point, it hit the upright, and we were headed to overtime. But wait, a flag gives another chance, and it's good. Garrett Rosenthal with the extra point. They go on to win it 42-41 to advance. The Morris Tigers are led by UCLA-bound senior two-way man Shamar Martin, and he makes the Tigers definitely a threat in this game. Patriots are led by quarterback Owen Easley and slot back Alex Gonzalez, and Gonzalez can do it on both sides of the ball. It's going to be a great matchup, but I think the home field advantage and that top seed is going to give the Patriots the advantage in this one, and not like Christian to win this one by 2 scores. The Santana Sultans made a complete turnaround in their victory last week in the CIF Division IV playoffs after putting up over 750 yards in their opening round win over La Jolla Country Day. The Sultans needed just 271 yards to defeat Mar Vista 23-6 on the road in the quarterfinals in the South Bay. Santana's Randy Smith had 5 catches for 120 yards, and Nathan Temple threw 4 passes to Sean Iverson. Temple missed several weeks, but he's come back and put up some big numbers here in the playoffs and got the Sultans into this semifinal game against the Cavers. The Sultans defense got a chance to shine after a rough outing certainly against the Tories, but the defense stood out in this one against the Mariners. Luke Simonek, Nathan Hughes, Austin Slaff all came up big. The Cavers, they've definitely been making some noise this season. Jaden Wickware and Raiden Hunter have the Cavers ready, and they're now ready for their spotlight opportunity as they host the Sultans. The Cavers are favored in this one. The winner meets Sarah or Kearney in the Division IV championship game here at DeVore Stadium, and I've got the Cavers winning this one by a field goal. Well, that's going to do it for me out here at Southwestern College's DeVore Stadium. We hope to see you out here for some of those championship games. We'll try to get our East County teams in here in 2 weeks at DeVore Stadium for those championships. Thank you for joining me on the East County Sports Report.